Hey guys, Taro here, bringing you a 1v1 today. This is from the GCS2 qualifying tournament number 4. Round 2 action between Torano and Talisman. Torano has the Soviets, has armored assaults, shock rifle frontline, and guard rifle combined arms. Talisman has OKW, who has scavenge, special operations, and Luftwaffe ground forces. So yeah, the reason why I haven't uploaded a cast in a while is because I did the casting on technically my Sunday morning with AE for the GCS2 broadcasts. So if you want to check those games out, they are on AE's YouTube channel. We did up to the quarterfinals that day. I was awake until 7:30, so that kind of threw my sleep schedule out, and just haven't had a chance to record because of it. But yeah, we're going to have a look at this match. Because it looked like a pretty good series. This was in the bracket that AE and I cast, but we cast the other match that was going on, which was actually really good, especially I think it was game 2 between Caesar and Aim Strong, so only after a short number of games. Make sure you check that one out. Really back and forth.
We have the point.
So not too much has happened so far this match, which is why I was just talking about a lot of other things. Talisman playing quite defensively, as he is known to do. Torano making a push for the cutoff here. Oh, and early Molotovs from him as well. Forcing Talisman to reposition, but here come the Stern Pioneers and some Box Trinitys as well. Nice retreat there. Torano now trying to backpedal a little bit, try to get this other squad of conscripts in for supports. He was a bit late, starting his 4th conscript there, about 80 manpower late. It's not so desirable. I can understand it, quite hectic engagements going on here. Now Talisman pushing forwards with a strong force. Doesn't really want to be out there in the open. This is why he's moving the way he is. Forcing away combat engineers. Just jumped into the building. Only one window out this side though, so can't really contribute that much. More of a stalling tactic, but that Molotov continuing to burn here. That's just going to win that engagement as a result. That's one thing Talisman's really good at, is starting production off his truck as soon as he has the opportunity. Getting access to the incendiary grenade as early as possible. That's one thing he's really sharp at doing. Now he's actually going to win this engagement, stalling in that house, paying dividends. He's running out here with that low health conscript as well to get some territory captured. Meanwhile, Talisman getting a whole bunch of sandbags down on Torano's position.
Incoming fire! Assembly complete. Secure the vehicle. Watch your cover! Begin conversion.
Oh, he was about to toss the Molotov, but cancelled it as he saw Talisman getting out of the way. Nice cancel there by Torano, saving the munitions. He's got a flamethrower now as well, making standing in cover very perilous for these squads. The squad's still counting as cover despite being so far away from the sandbags. Focusing down the flamethrower. He's going to need to get out of there. Slight error by Torano. If he kept it close to his conscripts, could have used the merge, kept it on the battlefield longer. Also, Torano kind of sending that squad up there to cap. Didn't end up costing him the engagement, but could have. Over now, Torano is actually in a really nice position thanks to sending those really low health squads over to the completely unoccupied side to do some capping. He's in a really nice position. Talisman's gone for the battle group HQ into the flak half track. think this strategy is better when playing against the kind of strategy Torano's employing with conscripts. Against the penals, nowadays flak half track doesn't quite cut the mustard, can't suppress them fast enough, so when they get upgraded with the PTRS, can't suppress the penals quickly enough, and they end up doing too much damage to your flak half track. Previous to that change, it was probably fine to get the flak half track against PTRS squads, but now it seems to take too long to suppress them. And remember, Torano doesn't have tank hunters, so no PTRS conscripts will be featuring in this game, like we saw from Love Nest, previous qualifying tournament. Talisman making a assault onto. Uh-oh. Bit of a late retreating, loses the squad by Torano there. He tossed a grenade at a really bad spot, stood in the flames for a long time. He's up losing his squad because of it. And here comes the flak half track to follow up. Keep the pressure on. Unfortunate there for Torano. No AT grenades. Doesn't check them either. Looks like he's going to go for a super fast T70. This goes tier 3 building. Nearly has the amount of fuel for it. That's something you have to assess, like how good's your fuel control been up until this point. And for Torano, we saw he had double fuel connected for quite a long time. He's had a pretty good start, so can rush out that T70. If you're a bit further behind, especially having spent a little bit of fuel on Molotovs, you might have to get the AT grenade and assist at this point. But Torano, with his strong fuel control at the start, can go straight for the T70, and that's going to cause some headaches for Talisman. But Talisman very sharp on the build. As soon as he had the manpower for this, basically starting there a kid, and it's looking sharp. Here you go, the flamethrowers. Chasing away that squad, forcing the flak half track over to the other side. Nice mine there by Talisman. Only one squad of combat engineers, no sweepers for Torano, so that could be a very important mine. So T70 heading straight for the flak half track, and it's pretty unsupported right now. Rakit is coming up, but no squads. Oh, one squad nearby for a Faust. Squad's very low. He's desperately trying to Faust it, but could cost him his squad. There it goes. Rakit setting up. Flak half track stands its ground, but Rakit misses the first shot. T70 backs out of the arc. Brave play there, standing his ground with the flak half track. Yes, he thought, if he can get 2 Rakit shots in and 80 damage from the flak half track, he'll be able to get rid of that T70. It's a daring play, but it seems to be working out for him. Torano, meanwhile, floating a little bit too much manpower here. Probably a good time to get a Maxim. Or perhaps another combat engineer for a sweeper and repairs. Yeah, in a competitive tournament match like this, you can't afford to float this much at a stage like this. Oh man, he goes for shock troops. Very rare sight. But I admire his boldness. I hope that they get some good results. Keeping the spacing on that pretty sharp. Can't afford to get it Fausted. Shock troops are an interesting choice. We've barely seen them in this tournament at all. The light vehicle meta has been pretty prevailing, and shock troops with basically no defenses against light vehicles. Very fringe uses. Nice flame throwing. T70 lucky to escape another Raketen shell there. He's still playing it very riskily, not preparing it to full here. Okay, now he's getting a Zis. Bad idea. Here comes Talisman though, charging towards the cutoff. This is why you need Maxim to try and stop these advances. Shock troops coming in from the flank might help. Depends on the flak half track's positioning. One thing to note as well, Talisman, having gone for the battle group, doesn't have to spend so much munitions on medic packs, so can upgrade those STGs a lot more freely. Wow, flak half track getting some damage done, super long range there. Here comes the Zis, backed up by the combat engineers providing sight. Good. He's forcing the flak half track back. T70 pounces. We're kidding. A bounce face. And that's going to go... Oh, the Panzerfaust bugged out. Didn't go off. T70 trying to escape. Oh, that was a blunder though. AT gun tries to get a killing blow on the flak half track. Doesn't happen, and now he's going to lose that Zis. Those losses are a little bit too much to come back from for Torano. Very lucky that the T70 didn't get, well, like the Faust bugged out there, but also a mistake there, I feel, trying to escape with T70, exposing the rear armor, allowing the flak half track to penetrate much more easily. I think the best idea in that situation, I know that's like a very, you make the decision in an instant, so you don't have much time to think about it, but I think the best path would have been to keep the T70 in there. There are no other Fox Grenadiers like immediately close by. T70 just needed a couple hits to kill the flak half track. Probably would have lost the T70, but he lost it anyway, and probably would have got the flak half track in return, so I think Torano lacking a little bit of execution there, but he was onto a right idea. And there we get to see why shock troops don't get used that often. STG squad bleeds 2 models on approach. Tried to predict them retreating into the grenade, didn't work though. But yeah, you bring on these elite infantry like shock troops. They're fighting often against Vet 2 infantry, which already have some combat bonuses. So when they hit the field, they're not actually that strong. You kind of have to just... I mean, they're not like super weak, but obviously they cost quite a lot more to reinforce. They're 31 compared to, is it 20... 25? Yeah. Quite a lot more expensive to reinforce. Kind of just have to suck it up until they get Vet 2. That's when they start to be a lot more effective against the Fox Grenadiers, who don't really get that many combat bonuses past Vet 2. Oh, nice grenade! Gets the wipe. Torano fighting back here. Still needs a machine gun, I feel. going for another T-70. And he's going to be fighting against the Panzer IV very soon. Still, I feel like he has to build a machine gun right now. Otherwise, these OKW infantry squads are just going to push, like run at his this, and he's not going to be able to defend against these two vehicles. Shock Troops Force Away squad there. Once again, those getting cut off by Talisman. Troops have to close the distance here. Get some good damage in. No model drops yet. But that's what I was talking about now. They're Vet 2. A lot more effective. Oh, but they could go down on retreat. T-70 comes in to push and get some damage in. Does some good damage. Oh, but the P4 arrives at the exact right time. There goes the T-70, and with that I feel like Torano's hopes are now sunk. I think going for the T-70 was the correct call. I don't think he could have stalled for the IS-2 from his position. I mean, at the moment he'd have like 90 fuel. But I really think Torano making a mistake not getting a Maxim earlier. And if he had two Maxims instead of a shock troop squad, it would have been a lot more effective. Looks like the Panzer IV is going to go down here though. Two squads nearby for a killing AT grenade. There it goes. AT gun repositioning now. Shoot at the flak half track. Two squads nearby for support. Doesn't get a shot on though. There's some tricky terrain here with the elevation. Often results in shots hitting the ground. Generally you don't see too much tank combat over this side, so it doesn't really matter that much, but could affect this engagement. Come the shock troops. Gonna try to chase away those folks. Just getting into position. Doesn't get a shot off. Actually going for a barrage, but gonna get decrewed by the infiltration grenades. Conscripts Ura to try to regather it. Seconds this, getting into position on the flak half track. Misses the attack ground, it looks like. Recruits this, gets one hidden. This one taking a lot of damage from the infiltration grenades. Misses that shot. Now both this in a lot of trouble. Flak half track providing suppression, preventing them from being regathered in. That could be the end. Salvaging this one. I thought he might steal this one, try salvage this one. Maybe he's going to kill this though with the Rachidinus right there. Uraing over, but yeah, can't get there in time. Looks like the Vet 2 bonus now. Rate of fire bonus. Providing enough suppression. Look at the KD here as well, Torano. Pretty much 2-for-1 ratio, and there he calls it GG there. Torano, you know, he had a really strong start. Losing the conscript over here was costly, but didn't matter too much. T-70 though, I feel like he's a bit aggressive running around, even though it took some health damage. Didn't repair it at any stage. Then, yeah, I think, you know, it's nice to see shock troops attempt it, and they performed alright, but I think double Maxims was the safer way to go. Would have been easier to defend his Zis guns. with the double maxims, and probably would have been more successful. But anyway, on to game number 2.